There's a family in Harnof, in Yerushalayim. They have 7 children. They're not well-to-do, but they're a very, very organized family. And every year, the parents take these 7 kids on a vacation. And what they do, they have to rent a minivan. They don't have a car themselves. And they fill out an itinerary so all the kids can see it. We're going here, and here, and here. And that year, they were going up north to Tveria and Tzfas. And so they told the kids exactly where they're going, so they shouldn't ask on the way that they want to go to different places. But they also give them a certain amount of spending money. And the mother prepares all the food and all the snacks. We're not going into any of the eateries because they're very, very expensive. So mommy has all the food ready in the car, in the van, all the snacks, and we're going to these and these places. And this is the amount of money every kid gets that they could spend. Fine. So the first day, they're going up north. They come to Netanya. Netanya, we know, is gorgeous. It's right on the sea. So they take out the food from the car, and they see a picnic bench, and they have their lunch. When they finish lunch, the 8-year-old boy, Zevi, says, Daddy, I got to use the bathroom. I need the lavatory. Well, where are they going to go? You know, it's only a beach here. It's a public area. But he sees in the distance a restaurant. It's a kosher restaurant. But he feels uncomfortable. He's going to go into the restaurant. You know, they don't want just people coming in just to use the lavatory. But what can he do? The kid has to go, right? So he sends everybody back to the car, and he goes with his little boy into this restaurant. He comes into the restaurant, and there's a waitress waiting at the door. And he says to her, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but we're not buying anything, but please, my son has to use the facilities. Do you mind if you would just go in and he'll come out very quickly, but, you know, we have a long trip ahead. She looks around the whole restaurant. She says, okay, go, but just make it quick. Fine. So the little boy goes, and now he's on the way back, and the father greets him, you know, halfway in the restaurant, and they're about to walk out. When they're about to walk out, the head waiter comes running over to them. He says, what are you guys doing here? What do you think? This is a public lavatory? Why are all you religious people the same? You're taking anything? You're not buying anything? Or you just come here to use the facility? Who let you in here? And he sees from the side, the father, that the waitress is standing on the other side. And she's terrified that he's going to say that she let him in. She's afraid she's going to lose her job. So he's got to think quickly. Now he remembers that he had a Rebbe Rabbi Avram Genachovsky, who was a murdik Baal Chesed in Slobodka. And he was his mashgiach. And he was thinking quickly, what will my Rebbe do here? And he says, sir, you're yelling for no reason. He said, what do you mean? He says, we're all coming in to eat. I got a whole family here. They're just waiting in the car. My son is using the facilities, but he's going out and he's going to bring everybody in. And the waiter says, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. He said, no, there's no problem. He says, how many people are you? He said, 9. 9 people? Okay, we'll set the tables. He tells the little boy Zevi to go tell the mother and the kids to come in. We're going to eat here. They can't believe it. They think he's kidding. He said, no, Abba said that we should all come in. They sit him down at the 2 tables. These kids in their lives never saw a menu like this. They never saw prices like this. They never saw food like this. And the mother says every child can have 1 dish and 1 drink. And they eat. Now, when they're just about finished, all of a sudden they notice by the kitchen there's a lot of activity going on. And all of a sudden they see an amazing thing. There's 6 waiters. Every one of them, like soldiers, is carrying ice cream on 1 plate, cake and a sparkler on the other plate, and they're walking. Everybody's looking. Where are they walking to? And they come to this table. And they say, this is dessert. And the father says, wait a second. We didn't order dessert. We didn't order dessert. And the owner of the restaurant sits down next to him. He says, sir, let me explain something to you. See, you don't know what happened. See, when you told this waiter that everybody should sit down, all your children should sit down, that waitress came into the kitchen and she was crying. And we asked her, what's going on? She said, somebody just did something for me that nobody in my life has ever done for me. We said, what happened? She said, I know that father wasn't going to have his children there to eat. It was too expensive for him. But when he saw that I could be embarrassed or that I might lose my job, because I was positive if he says that I was the one who let him in, I would lose my job. And I was thinking, where else am I going to get another job? And that's why I started crying. We were so amazed. And then she was crying again. She said, I cannot get over the kindness of that family. So we decided for special people, we got to do something special. That's why we brought you the dessert. Okay, the kids are eating the dessert, the sparklers, the cake, the ice cream, whatever. Finally, when they finish, the father says to the waiter, could you please bring me the bill? So they bring him the bill, and it's a half a sheet of paper in a folder, and in it says, the next time that you come, it's 50% off. So he says to the waiter, yeah, that's the next time, but what about now? What do I pay now? So the owner of the restaurant comes over to him. I try not to cry when I say what he said to him. The owner of the restaurant said to him, we have a policy in this restaurant. We only charge people. We don't charge malachim. We don't charge malachim. That's what we could all become. Malachim. Heilige Yidden. Just let's care for each other.